At first glance, these machines look destructive, but look closer and you'll see precision, material science, and energy control at work. This is technology designed not to waste power, but to give materials a second life. Have you ever wondered how those blades survive endless impacts? It's not luck, it's metallurgy. Precisely heat-treated hardened steel, balanced dynamics, and controlled momentum allow these machines to chew through material for days without tearing themselves apart. That's science at work. Open jaws. 24 bar on a 12-inch system doesn't sound impressive on paper, but when those plates slam shut, the crushing ratio is insane. Watching solid rock collapse into uniform gravel proves one thing every time design beats size. Every pound of kinetic energy inside the TBG 530 is carefully calculated. Momentum flows from the rotor through calibrated screens, breaking material cleanly and consistently. That balance between power and precision is exactly why machines like this dominate recycling plants worldwide. Watch momentum build as the crusher jaws close. It feels like physics flexing its muscles. That 1,500-ton press isn't destruction, it's transformation. Scrap becomes resource. Chaos becomes order. That's power with purpose. Low-speed, high-torque design is mechanical genius. By running asynchronous twin rotors, these machines maximize shear force while preventing jams. This isn't brute force, it's controlled momentum, ensuring steel and plastics separate cleanly for their next life cycle. The VB950E doesn't just crush. It harvests torque and distributes momentum evenly across dual shafts. That's why feed stays smooth and metal keeps moving. Less clogging means less downtime, more recycling, and lower operating costs. Built in Germany, the VHZ11XL runs a high-efficiency rotor, delivering continuous cutting torque. Compared to standard pallet shredders, it's designed for airflow loading, saving space while maximizing throughput. After years in the yard, you learn which machines last. The Raptor XXL, with 710 horsepower and a 45-ton frame, keeps momentum even under uneven loads. That's proof experience and engineering always pay off. After decades of wood processing, you can tell when a machine is built to endure. The Maxim 620ER runs smoother, wastes less energy, and keeps rhythm even under heavy material. That's efficiency meeting craftsmanship. It's wild to think aluminum once piled up in landfills. Now modern recovery plants shred, sort, and melt it back into circulation. Watching these machines feels like watching industry finally give something back to the planet. The dual-shaft FR shredder doesn't just cut, it distributes momentum across hardened steel rotors. balancing kinetic energy and torque to reduce waste without stalling. That's why it's the backbone of industrial recycling lines. Call it a car pancake machine. The Aljon 580 flattens vehicles faster than a backyard grill flips burgers. It's entertaining to watch, but behind the humor is a real mission, keeping steel in the loop instead of in landfills. From a distance, the GF4000 looks calm. Just two rotating shafts. Step closer and you realize it's raw kinetic energy tearing cars apart, a reminder of how engineering turns force into recyclable value. Call it industrial therapy. Watching stubborn steel get shredded feels strangely satisfying. Every piece says nothing is too tough when the right machine shows up, and yes, it's recycling with a smile. The way those screws bite is hypnotic. They don't rush, they pull, grind, and break plastic with relentless rhythm. That steady momentum shows exactly why modern shredders turn waste into valuable raw material without missing a beat. This John Deere bulldozer doesn't just crush a pickup truck, It teaches a lesson. Power without purpose is destruction. Power with purpose can rebuild, renew, and sustain. Heavy machines remind us that real strength must always be used wisely. Back when scrapyards were mountains of rust, recycling felt impossible. Today, a single grinder can strip an entire vehicle in minutes, separating steel from plastic with clean efficiency. Who would have guessed rubber and steel could fold like paper? Twin shafts bite down with precise momentum. Tires don't explode, they surrender, as if the machine knows exactly where to cut. Watching clay churn through grinders is oddly satisfying, like industrial Play-Doh. Except this time it saves landfill space and prepares clean material for brick production. You can't help but wonder how the Z55 avoids overheating under non-stop grinding. Turns out its hydraulic system and cooling design keep the 540 horsepower engine running steady. That's the kind of detail engineers lose sleep over. What sets this Australian-built shredder apart is torque distribution. Its dual-shaft system delivers immense force, tearing steel-belted tires like paper. That efficiency cuts waste volume by up to 70%, making recycling lines smoother, cleaner, and far more sustainable. What matters here isn't how much force is used, but how wisely it's applied. When engineering guides energy instead of fighting it, waste becomes resource, and technology becomes part of the solution.